Today we're heading to California to chat with singer-songwriter Mel Shearer. Mel's based out of Campo, California. He formed Red Crown Tourists in late 2013 as an outlet for songwriting. He has 2 albums completed and 1 on the way. His latest single is climbing up the charts. It's called The Renegade. Stories forged from real life set to music is what he says on his website. We're excited to have Mel from Red Crown Tourists on the show. First of all, Mel, thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, boy, you've played in a ton of bands for the last 30 years. You're in a country cover band right now, but what happened in 2013? Why start your own venture?
In 2016, I put out my first album. It was real eclectic. It was just all over the place. That was my venture into songwriting. And then I kind of lost confidence a little bit, didn't get a whole lot of pats on the back, so to speak, and just kind of a little immature about it. So I just kind of put it off. And then here last year, I decided just to say, what the heck, give it a go, and just started writing again and put out the album again. And I got 9 songs on that. You can find that on iTunes and on my webpage and all that. But I just thought, well, what else is good in life? You do what you like to do, and so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, Back at It again is out now. Yeah, you can go check it out. rctstar.com is Mel's website, but we'll tell you more about that. But, I mean, you were in real estate. Now you're doing some fence work, but the focus is on music. How was the real estate business?
I don't know. I checked out of it. My last deal during COVID burned me out. California has a lot of rules and regulations on top of rules and regulations. And it just, I'm 63-year-old, and it's just too complicated. I'll help people out. I do property rental, things like that. But getting in and doing residential real estate is just not where I'm at right now. So, and then the fence business is good. I love getting out, getting my hands dirty, digging holes and stretching fence, and it's just blue collar, and that's kind of the person I really am. Even though I've been to college and done all that stuff, I like building stuff and being able to look at it and go, wow, I helped do that,
Oh, exactly. Well, and you're living in Campo. You were just talking to me off the air about it. This is a small town. Where's it at compared to San Diego?
So we would be 45 minutes east, and then a dog leg that's on 8, and then you dog leg off of that, and you're kind of in a nook and cranny. The town has a lot of history. There were Buffalo soldiers out here, and they guarded the border. And they were Cavalry 24. They were African American, and so it's all those buildings and everything are dilapidated. But there's a lot of history out here, and there's a lot of vineyards out here, and just people like me that just kind of decided to get away from the city, and live free as can anyway.
Yeah, and get out of the city life. You've been playing with this Lefty Martin and his right-hand man. Boy, you guys are busy. You guys are playing like every weekend.
We play a lot. We're a working country band, and I think we're set to do 100 shows this year. And we're going to write an album, so we're in the process of doing that. And they're a great bunch of guys. Our pedal steel guy, a guy named Jeff, been playing for 50 years. Yeah, guitar player Will Metz, he's very accomplished. Lefty's a ex-Marine and gung-ho, and our drummer is Corey Wilkins, and he cannot see, but he can see better than the rest of us. He hears every little thing that we do. So we have a good time, and we try to be as entertaining as we possibly can. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and I saw, Mel, that your goal is to write and produce 120 songs before you're done.
Yeah, that's right. So that I'm on the fast track. Time is very compressed at this point. There's a lot less road ahead of me than there's behind me. So
yeah.
I'm a busy guy. So every day I wake up, I I drive down to the country store, get a cup of coffee, and there's something about road noise. Most of the songs and ideas that I've had come from driving, and there's something about the noise that comes up from the road through the car that sort of allows me to hear things. I don't audibly hear them, but, I imagine them, and so the ideas come, and then I'll just build upon that. I'll get an acoustic guitar, scratch it out, arrange it, and then I'll lay in my bed and I'll write the lyrics in my head. And once I got that, then I go in the studio and put on the click track, start laying the tracks down. So that's kind of my process.
Wow. I think I heard like Willie Nelson said that he goes and takes a drive to get inspiration.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I remember laying in the back seat. My mom and dad are driving. I could hear a whole band in my head, not audibly. It was like an imagination thing, but that kind of works for me. So that's what I do.
Wow. And then are you still in Southern Rain? Is it still going on?
Yeah. So we are putting out our second album. The singer-songwriter has moved to Spokane. His name's Trevor Edwards, and he is a phenomenal guitar player. I was sad to see him go, but we're going to continue to write. The drummer is actually my engineer, sound engineer. He's actually moving. He's going to retire in November. He's moving to Portugal. His name's Jeff Forrest with Double Time Studios. And so he'll be in Portugal. Trevor will be in Spokane. I'll be here in Campo. And then if we need anything on top of that, we just send the files out. To give you an example of that, there's a song on my album that I had the fiddle player for Garth Brooks, cheap. I paid him $125 and he did the whole song. So,
wow.
So that's how we do it. We just
well, yeah. Anymore, it doesn't matter where you are. You can get everything done.
My guitar player is actually in L.A. His name's Jamie Kime. He's played with Zappa, plays Zappa. Real good guitar player. He's the one that does all the guitar work on my Red Crown stuff. So yeah, Southern Rain's still going. We're going to keep it moving.
Well, that's good. Well, and you mentioned Zappa. That's kind of funny because you were a huge Zappa fan.
Yeah. That's I've had a number of DJs ask me what my influences are, and my college band was Frank Zappa. I listened to everything I could possibly find on him. So I like Skinner. My all-time favorite band, weird enough, is Tears for Fears. I love those guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. I heard you say that too. I was like, he says Skinner, Zappa, and then Tears for Fears.
Go figure, right?
Go figure, yeah, exactly.
But that's just kind of how it is, and so I'm a product of what I've listened to, and so whenever I'm writing, I mean, there's one song that I did on my album that the singer called me and said, "Man, that sounds like Creep, that song." And I said, "Well, that's just going to the C to the E7th, and that's the sound you're going to get." And I wasn't thinking of that. It's just that's what came out, but it doesn't sound like Creep. It just reminds you of it, So that's just influence, coming through.
Yeah, well, and you said it, I think, on your Facebook page that when you're in a cover band, you hear so many hits, and it's got to resonate with you, or sometimes it's going to come out and you don't even realize it.
Well, Nashville. I'll just kind of use Nashville as a metaphor or whatever. They have all the artists seem to, use basically 4 chords,
Yeah.
And it's the same song over and over, like Morgan
Wallen.
Yeah. So a lot of his songs, or at least a couple that I've done, it's the same chord patterns, just different melody and lyrics over it. And, which makes sense because the only thing you can really copyright is melody and lyrics anyway. A lot of the songs you listen to are really just the same 4 chords.
Oh, yeah.
And different rhythms and stuff. So,
yeah, even like Green Day back in the day, they said it was the same 3 chords, just reworked.
Yeah. I mean, listen to Johnny Cash, 3 chords and the truth or something like that.
Yeah.
And anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy. Go check Mel out. He's at rctstar.com. He's on Facebook. Instagram, go to YouTube, check out all of his stuff, go to iTunes, and you can buy, again, his latest single, The Renegade, is out now. Well, you mentioned Skynyrd, and you had a quote by Ed King, Skynyrd guitarist. One thing he said was the hardest thing about music is getting someone to listen to your music. Well, you've hooked up with Caden Gordon. You're trying to get your music out there, Mel. How's it going?
It's going really, really good, and Caden is like on it. You know, a friend of mine, Rick Lovett, he started using Caden. Rick lives over in Palm Springs, and
we had Rick on the show. Great guy.
Yeah, I love Rick. I do. He makes a lot of videos. Both he and I, we make videos because, you know, people watch rather than listen, so we make videos and put them out. But God, what was I going to say? I got
getting your music out.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I remember hearing that quote, and Caden's been just super, super good, and so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, it's working. He's on FM radio, so he's getting somewhere. So that's a plus. Well, I mean, so what's the goal? I mean, obviously you're working on the West of Nashville album right now. What are we, like 8 songs deep?
I am 8. I sent the files out to the guitarists. I'm waiting to get those back so I can go in and record the lyrics. And then I've got 4 more I want on the album. I'd like to have 12 on this album. So I'm sitting at 8, actually 9. And I'm, the 9th one is the title track to my new album called West of Nashville. And, you know, one thing that, I was invited back to Nashville by a producer who used to play with Artemis Pyle Band. Artemis Pyle was the drummer for Skynyrd. Yeah. We met him. We opened for him a while ago, and we got invited by the producer, so we went back and recorded there in Nashville. And, you know, it's an interesting town, but at my age, it would make no sense to go there. It's a 10-year town, they call it, and I don't have that kind of time, so I figured, I'll do my own thing out here in the West and just try to find channels to put it out. So I appreciate you, you know, sending it out to the airwaves.
Exactly. Yeah, West of Nashville. I love that title. That's perfect. You guys in Lefty, you need to do like Shout by Tears for Fears or some cover of Tears for Fears.
God, we actually do. I forget what it is. Walk On By or Walk of Life. We do that song, and it's not country, but we've made it country, and people just love it, you know. So,
yeah, Dire Straits, Walk of Life.
Yeah. So who knows? We may end up doing something like that too.
You'd probably knock people's socks off if you did a Tears for Fears song.
Yeah, no kidding. And you know, when you do things like that, and you kind of countryfy them out here in these clubs, people just fly off their seats to get out on the dance floor because they know the song, and you know, it's kind of country. Everything's related.
Oh yeah. Well, the Renegade. This is about an actual like Roadhouse bar. Welcome to the Renegade. It's at the beginning of the video. Is this in Campo? Where's this at?
No, this is. It is about 15 minutes east of San Diego on Old Highway 80, and it's got a very, very good history. It used to be on the route. There's a place called the Ballroom down in El Cajon, and Loretta Lynn had played there. So this was kind of on the tour route in the old days. So it really is one of the last remaining roadhouses, and it's kind of neat. It's got 2 big old white horses on it, and there's a feed store down below, and then on Friday and Saturday nights, the place is just the place to be.
Wow.
So
yeah, it looks like it's got a lot of history.
Yeah, and I really did a decent job capturing the vibe of the place. I mean, it's exciting to play there, you know. And Rita, the gal that runs it, she owns it and runs it, and she is the best business person I've ever run into. If you don't have your sound check done at 8:30, she's all over you.
That's good.
She wants the dance floor rocking at 9 o'clock. So
yeah, she's on top of you. So that's good. Well, you came out with a video, You Should Go Home, and then you got the Renegade out. It looks like the drummer's the only guy that's the same. I mean, Red Crown Tourist, when you started, that's why it's called Red Crown Tourist, because you had different parts all the time. how's the band? Is it always interchanging, or what's going on?
It's just whoever is available at the time comes in and does the job. So I'm getting ready to officially formulate everything and get some permanent players, and then I want to start opening for people out here at places like Ramona Main Stage and Belly Up, which are where a lot of the national acts come through. So I want to get my act together, so to speak, and then be able to open up for other people.
Yeah.
And
well,
so I was in a Skinner's Innards tribute band out here for about 5 years. We actually had Artemis Pyle come out and play with us, the actual Leonard Skinner drummer, the guy that ran for Help when they crashed back in the day.
Yeah.
And so we opened for the Outlaws there. We've opened for the Fix when I was in another band.
Nice.
And so it's just, to me, that's more exciting when you're asked to open and you're playing your own stuff and you're not playing covers. So that's kind of what I want to do. Put myself in a position to say, hey, pick me. And then you get to meet these guys and they're great.
Oh, exactly. Well, and now once you get 3 albums out, that's just even more original material that you can showcase. So even better. When, it's great to play covers that make a few bucks and have a lot of fun and get a lot of stories to write from, but there's nothing like having your own material and playing it. There's no thrill like that. So yeah, and watching people sing it back to you.
Yeah.
Well, go and follow him. Go and check him out. He's at rctstar.com. They're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. The latest single, The Renegade, is out now. It's Mel with Red Crown Tourist. Mel, thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's The Renegade. It's Red Crown Tourist. KIX 96.5.